Good evening, Kingdom family. I just want you guys to know that I'm in the Bible all day, every day, because he's my best friend and the only one I can talk to. Because I don't have a prayer partner. I had a channel that I used to hang out at, but everybody has shunned me from that channel. And now they're starting to hate me because I say I'm an apostle. I'm not the one who called myself an apostle. The guy in Florida did. I've been married 25 and a half years. 26 years ago, he prophesied that over me. So you guys, you're going against my anointing. And you're going against that guy's word. And I'm sorry. But this is what God told me to read. It's Daniel 7. Daniel's dream of 4 beasts. In the first year of Belteshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream, and a vision passed through his mind as he was lying in bed. He wrote down the substance of his dream. Daniel said, "In my vision at night I looked, and there before me were the 4 winds of heaven churning up the great sea. 4 great beasts, each different from the others, came up out of the sea. The first was like a lion, and it had the wings of an eagle. It watched until its wings were torn off, and it was lifted from the ground so that it stood on 2 feet like a human being, and the mind of a human was given to it." Hold on, please, because he told me to read it. "And there before me was a second beast, which looked like a bear. It was raised up on one of its sides, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. It was told, 'Get up and eat your fill of flesh.' After that I looked, and there before me was another beast, one that looked like a leopard, and on its back it had 4 wings, like those of a bird. This beast had 4 heads, and it was given authority to rule. After that, in my vision at night, I looked, and there before me was a 4th beast, terrifying and frightening, and very powerful. It had large iron teeth. It crushed and devoured its victims and trampled underfoot whatever was left." Hold on, please. "It was different from all the former beasts, and it had 10 horns. While I was thinking about the horns, there before me was another horn, a little one, which came up among them, and 3 of the first horns were uprooted before it. The thorn had eyes like the eyes of a human being, and a mouth that spoke boastfully." I need to take a drink, please. Thank you, dude. "As I looked," this is number 9, okay? We're still on Daniel 7. "As I looked, thrones were set in place, and the Ancient of Days took his seat. His clothing was white as snow, and the hair on his head was white like wool. His throne was flaming with fire, and the beasts were all ablaze. A river of fire was flowing, coming out from before him. Thousands upon thousands attended him. 10,000 times." Hold on, please. I'm sorry. This is number 10. "A river of fire was flowing, coming out from before him. Thousands upon thousands attended him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The court was seated, and the books were open. Then I continued to watch because of the boastful words of the horn was speaking. It kept looking until the beasts were slain, and its body destroyed and thrown into the blazing fire. The other beasts had been stripped of their authority, but were all allowed to live for a period of time." This is number 13. "In my vision at night I looked, and there before me was one like the Son of Man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient of Days and was led into his presence. He was given authority. He was given authority, glory, and sovereign power. All nations and people in every language worshipped him. His dominion is everlasting. Dominion that will not pass away, and his kingdom is the one that will never be destroyed. I need to stop for a moment. I told Barry Jones that I had a vision one night. We were all sitting Indian style, which means crisscross. Okay, you're sitting on the floor and your legs are crisscrossed. And Jesus came, and there was a whole bunch of us sitting down, and Jesus came, and he said, "Who's going with me?" And we all raised our hand real high, real fast. And he said, "You." And he came over to me, and he picked my hand up, and we walked to the throne. And the only thing that I was thinking about was my husband, Matthew, and praying for my husband, Matthew, who wants to divorce me. And so I have to, because I can't make him stay. And now, I love Josh Sparrow, and I am going to say it again, because he's my brother. And he was there for me in the hospital when my husband decided that he didn't want to be because he was mad at me. Because he was thinking that I had a second family on YouTube in a cult. Which actually now I know Josh Sparrow, his channel is a cult. It's not Christian. Because he's being led by the spirit of depression. And that's why I have a heart for him. I am not in love with this man. Yes, I would marry him. Yes, I would take care of him. Because if God told me to, then I would. But I'm not. I'm not even in Canada. I'm in Texas. So now I'm going to finish. Because that's what the Lord told me to say. Okay? That was my vision. The interpretation of the dream. I, Daniel, was troubled in the spirit, and the vision that passed through my mind disturbed me. I approached one of those standing there and asked him the meaning of this. So he told me and gave me the interpretation of these things. The 4 great beasts are 4 kings that will rise from the earth. But the holy people of the Most High will receive the kingdom and will possess it forever. Yes, forever and ever. Because that's what God gives his children. The best. Okay, Daniel 7:19. Then I wanted to know the meaning of the 4 beasts, which was different from all the others and most terrifying, with its iron teeth and bronze claws. The beast that crushed and devoured its victims and trampled underfoot whatever was left. I also wanted to know about the 10 horns on its head, and about the other horn that came up, before which 3 of them fell. The horn that looked more imposed than the others, and that had eyes and a mouth that spoke boastfully. As I watched, this horn was waging war against the holy people and defeating them until the Ancient of Days came and pronounced judgment in favor of the holy people of the Most High. And the time came when they possessed the kingdom. Okay? He gave me the explanation. The 4, this is number 23 in 7 still, okay? He gave me the explanation. The 4 beasts is a 4th kingdom that will appear on earth. It will be different from all the other kingdoms and will devour the whole earth, trampling it down and crushing it. The 10 horns are the 10 kings who will come from this kingdom. After them, another king will arise, different from the earlier ones, and he will subdue the 3 kings. He will speak against the Most High and oppress his holy people and try to change the set times and the laws. The holy people will be delivered into the hands for a time and times and half a time. Daniel 7:26. God's number is 7 and 26 is love. But the court will sit and his power will be taken away and completely destroyed forever. The sovereignty, power, and greatness of all the kingdom under heaven will be handed over to the holy people of the Most High. His kingdom will be everlasting kingdom, and all the rulers will worship and obey him. This is the end of the matter. I, Daniel, was deeply troubled by my thoughts, and my face turned pale, but I kept the matter to myself. And now that's what God told me to write. To read. Okay? My confirmation also is Judges 20. The Israelites punished the Benjaminites. Those are my two witnesses. Okay? So please take this to the Lord for confirmation. In Jesus' name, I love you guys. Later, gators. You're always in my prayers.